Bet you didn't expect to see this today, did you?
I don't really know how to start this because I haven't done one of these in a long time. So I'll just say Merry Christmas, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, then I hope you're having a good time, just whatever you do celebrate. And if you don't celebrate anything at all, hope your winter's been going all right. I thought as a little Christmas present to you, I'd give you a bit of a surprise. I will talk about this more, or this whole thing, more in next week's New Year's updates video. But in the meantime, I've come up with a really cool idea that we can do just as a little bit of fun for Christmas. So a few months ago, I found some really old programs of mine that I thought I'd lost forever. And in this video, we are going to be looking over those and seeing just how far I've come in the intervening, 7 years some of these are. I do want to stress, because I do get a little bit vicious towards some of my old code, that I don't mean any ill harm to anyone that's coming in new. Obviously, people make mistakes, people learn things in different ways. I just got into a lot of really, really bad habits when I started learning programming. And a lot of these bad habits you're going to see, and that's why I'm so adamant about things like PEP8 and stuff like that, because it's so much easier to get straight into good habits than it is to break out of bad ones. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm looking through this through the lens of 7 years of extra experience, but hopefully it should be a little bit of fun just to see where I started out at and compare that to where I am now, which is just two entirely different worlds. If you like this video at any point, then consider liking to let me know, and maybe subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. If you're feeling extra generous, then you can support this channel through Patreon or memberships. All the information you need is in the description below. With all that out of the way, let's get this manic show on the road. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a note or warning. I don't actually know how many of these programs are even going to be able to run. A lot of them were built in Python 3.4. I've managed to install Python 3.5. Hopefully that's fine. But especially as we're on a Mac and everything, I don't know how many of these are actually going to work. So I guess that's for us to find out. We could at least look at the awful source code though. So we're going to start with the one that I actually covered on my 2020 Christmas special 3 years ago. This one, Project Copiatrix, which, yeah, don't ask me how I got the name, but it is a game that I wrote, genuinely an actual game. And I don't even remember what so I haven't looked at any of these in years, so I don't know how any of them even look. I believe this one, so this one from main import. So all the stuff must be in this main directory here. All right, cool. Main, and then here we are. So this is the entire game, all handled in one file, and I do actually need to pip install Pygame as well, and I don't know if that's everything. Oh no, it's not going to load. Well, that's a bad start, isn't it? I don't know if we're going to be able to run this today. Oh, that's unfortunate. At the very least, this is one that I already have footage of, so I can just intersplice footage in as I need it. Or maybe I can link the other video to where I covered it in more detail, because I spent most of that one playing the game rather than looking at the code. But this actually had a run guard, believe it or not, but only for this bit. So basically what this did, so this was a crash handler. So this imported everything from main and then ran the game. And then if there was an exception of any kind, then the crash would be handled and an error message would be displayed on the screen. And this was kind of a thing to say that if you ran this file instead of the file you were supposed to, the crash handler wouldn't be initialized and you couldn't run it. So that was the logic behind there. So this was kind of before I really had a grip of PEP8 as well. So everything is really quite all over the place. All this stuff was set up. So all these things here, all these things that should have been, well, if they were constants, they should have been all uppercase, for example. All these imports and that weren't even slightly, and it just gets a bit worse as you go on. But yeah, this did actually have controller support. I couldn't get my controller to plug into the Mac anyway, so rip that idea. But it did genuinely have controller support at one point in time. Whether or not it still works, I don't know. This is the screens. What was this? Screens? Well, this must have been like a handler class or like a utility class for doing screens and stuff. I wonder if objects was a base class. Oh, look at that, it was. I must have called it objects because object was already taken. Oh, that was a good naming convention, wasn't it? Stuff for text. This was a nightmare to deal with. Text in Pygame is just really awkward. to use. I've since come up with a much better system than this. This, I mean, look at the one-line if statements. What was I doing? This, when was this? This would have been like 2017, perhaps 2017, 2016. So quite a long time ago. I think this might be the newest of everything that's here. I'm pretty sure this is the newest of the programs we're going to be looking at today. Maybe apart from this one down here, but I don't think this one's too awful. So yeah, these are just all different texts. Everything was just its own object. Because, sure. But this was Sprite, so I actually used the Sprite-based class here. There was a lot of stuff going on in the Sprites class. A lot of weirds. Look at all this. This is just terrible, isn't it? My God, what was I doing? A lot of maths. A lot of weird and wonderful maths. I at least had like an attempt at doc strings. I didn't know what doc strings were, but I had an attempt at them at the very least. I didn't know they were triple quoted anyway. Oh, I did sort of half know what doc strings were because I used these as block comments, I guess. Oh God, that's bad, isn't it? All these constants. So PyLance has come up with this k-up. So this k-up has been imported from. It would have been imported from pygame.locals import star is where that would have been imported from. And PyLance isn't even seeing that. That's actually really funny. You know, I probably should change my interpreter if I can. There we go. See about Xmas. There we go. That should be somewhat right now. So this all looks to be like very, very similar in terms of how it's all laid out. But down here, and way down here, there we go. We have all the main stuff. So we have the main window. We have the Pygame clock. We have the thing, we have the ICO image that just didn't work at all. What on earth? What is this? Oh my God, I forgot about this. Oh jeez. Alright, let's start from the top. So this is our main wrapper function that wrapped all of our main logic. I guess this is our def main in a weird way. But we also just had a function definition inside here, which is fine, I guess. Global, oh God, so we have nested functions, global, whatever this is supposed to be, and then whatever this all is. This is all like setup stuff. It had a cheat system and everything. I don't remember if I used a deck or not. I guess we'll find out. And then it just had this madness. So this was the menu system. So it had the menu. So you had the menu, which is defined by its title. And in the menu, I don't even remember where they were set up. I guess they were set up in a separate file because there was loads of stuff. There was stuff here. That's all assets. Here, variables maybe? This is directories. Display modes, colors. Oh, even my decks were wrong. Bloody hell. Ah, this. Oh, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. I don't know where all these things are. I also don't know where text headers has come from. Oh, these are the classes. Oh God. Oh, it's so hard to read already. So these are classes, right? Yeah, this is where colors come in very handy. Although at the time, I didn't do this in idle. I did this. I didn't do this in VS Code. I did this in idle. This is back when I was using idle. Can you imagine trying to do all this in idle of all things? I was using / continuations. Jeez. I did a lot of list comprehensions at the time. So I think this was around the time I first learned that that comprehensions were a thing. So I just did everything in comprehensions. I don't know what, there's just this list. That should have been a tuple. If thing is not none, sure. Why was that being defined every time? Who knows? Why was this being defined every time? I don't know. Who knows? Just who knows? It was also drawing everything, every single frame, which is really inefficient, but I couldn't find a way to do it anything else. I still haven't worked out how to do that. Okay, so this is the event system. Oh, so I think menu is just a variable. Is it? Oh yeah, it is just a variable up here. Fantastic. Who needs objects for this sort of thing? All you get was this buy. That's actually quite useful to have because Pygame had its own quit. So it sort of did its own quit and then an actual quit. I suppose it wasn't too awful. There are probably much better ways of doing it. Like breaking out the loop. Did I get rid of the keyboard? Oh, bloody hell, right. Oh, this is all the controller stuff. I think I got rid of all the controller stuff because when I did it maybe last time, it didn't work. I don't remember now. And then, oh yeah, this is a cheat system. Oh no, I did. It was a list. It was a list that was manually cropped. I didn't understand decks at the time. Oh dear. Oh, all these globals. Oh no. All these globals, all these setups is just largely the same stuff over and over again. But here's some Joy-Cons. Not Joy-Con. Switch was not even talked about when this came out. Yeah, it had like actual start. So this must have been the start button. And then if I remember correctly, yeah, it did a save screen. What that did was it took a screenshot of the image, saved it to the hard drive, loaded it back up, displayed it on the screen, and put all the UI on top. That's the only way I could figure out how to do it. This bit is a bit botched. Oh, you don't say. Why I'm blaming an entire band at this point. What? So for those that don't know, Swirlies are quite an esoteric, obscure band that I guess I discovered quite recently at the time. And I guess I must have been listening to them while I wrote this code. Oh, blimey. With this list comprehension stuff, like I'm creating lists where I don't need to. These list comprehensions aren't being assigned to anything. Nothing's going to happen to these afterwards. I'm just creating a list for the sake of being able to do this on one line. There's no point, there's no reason in doing that. Why am I doing that? Oh god. Oh, here's the footnotes section. These are just random comments. There's a way, yeah, these were largely just notes. This is talking about using actual force calculations to do the physics. This was like just some weird like torpedo firing mishaps. Just a list of constants, because why not? Well, why did I have the actual values? Yeah, the full screen constant in Pygame is a bit odd. Yeah, this is the only way I can get I get the game to actually run properly and to work properly, was to have it in 720p at 30 frames per second. I did provide the option to change all these things, but it did kind of just break everything. So that was fun. Right, I don't want to spend too long talking about this. I want to move on to other stuff because I've been ranting on about this for over 15 minutes now. But I do want to talk about how I set up levels. What? I don't know what this is. But levels had their own attributes dicked. So levels weren't objects at all. This is how they were saved. So you have the start time, which is start time in seconds, start position, yada yada yada. And then you had the packet positions. So the whole point of this game, I probably should have talked about this before, was that you were sort of this... it's difficult to... like antivirus, I guess. So there was a supercomputer, like this really powerful world supercomputer that had been infected by a virus, and it was like gone. It was over. It was in the process of being destroyed, but there was no hope. And the idea was that these things was almost like the physical embodiment of a data recovery software. So you had these like packets scattered around the level, and you had to collect them and take them to like collector points. And then you'd have viruses coming into the level, and these viruses would act as the enemy and try and kill you and try and destroy the packets and stuff like that. If you've played a game called Sheep, it was quite heavily inspired on those gameplay mechanics in a way, in that you were just going around and collecting stuff and getting to the end. Even the UI is very heavily inspired by that. But all these packets were set manually using coordinates, and I guess I don't know how else you do it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, these levels are also huge. So these were like pixels. There was no concept of environment units or anything like that. Everything was just based on the number of pixels in the image of the level. But yeah, that's that. I would have interspliced game footage while talking, which is probably a good thing, because we get to move on quite quickly. So this ASCOS was one of the very first ones I made, and there were actually multiple versions of this. Oh, they are. So 1 and 2. And these were not really designed around anything in particular. They were just kind of experimental things. This is also done in Pygame, but it was more a utility thing. So I might actually be able to run this one. Oh no, I can't because I need Pygame. Oh bloody hell! I might see if I can get some footage on my other computer and splice it in. But basically, you would have this window, and I believe the first version of this was very heavily inspired on the Microsoft XP logon theme, or yeah, the logon like view. And you click on these arrows that took you to various different things that did numerous mathematical and statistical calculations, I suppose. It was very much just me building something completely random to try and learn what I was doing. You know, this is very much near the start of where I was, and I haven't looked at this in a very, very long time, and I can tell it's going to be very, very similar. So what is this from C? Oh God. What is that actually from C? What is this? All right, we'll come back to that later. What am I doing here? Why am I using dunder variables? Oh God. Oh, what is it? Oh no, that's not good, is it? Globals. Oh jeez. So I'm setting up variables. All right, so if you haven't seen globals before, globals is a dictionary containing all of the global variables, or maybe all of the variables at all, that a particular Python instance is tracking. And that is saved as, you guessed it, a dictionary. And this dictionary can be edited, and you can create variables by doing something like this. So I had a variable here with this list, and for each I was creating a brand new variable that was a Pygame image. Yeah, interesting one. So I had all my stuff had a restart system as well. I was very big on on being able to restart the program. I don't quite know why. And back then I insisted on having return statements after every function, even if it didn't return everything. That was also another strange one. Oh, here we go. Advanced Calculating Sort Search and Operations System. And believe it or not, Pylance can't find these variables, even though they actually genuinely do exist when you run these in the scope. If I can get any of these to run at all. I honestly don't know at this point. Oh, so this was having the main menu. So it was a trigger for the main menu. And then it disengaged one menu and then re-engaged another by swapping around various bools, and there were just all these Boolean variables. Imagine not knowing that enums exist. Oh, so you had, yeah, this val and then sort. Okay, sure. So I guess we go in here. Now, what is with this dunder stuff? Bloody Nora. Mathematics. Oh my God. What on earth? Please do not tell me this is just adding values together. You can't be serious. Can you? It's a shame we can't. Oh, we might be able to run this actually. Do we have this? We might be able to run a specific file. Values. Oh, we do. So what's in here? It's just a series of numbers. Okay. What is? All right, we'll try. Let's do this. So I've literally only just realised half of it. Okay, so I'm pointing at the screen so you can see. I've just renamed this folder so I can actually access it, because otherwise it doesn't work. But up here it's ASC, but down here it's ACS. Down here it's ACS. What? Oh my God! What was I on? If God, a name equals main. Print add. So pi, and then it'd be, what is this? Mathematics.py. File not found. User. Oh, because I'm in the wrong place. All right, screw this. I'm just putting this in here, and we're doing it live. We're doing it like that. Adding 5,000 values together. Adding complete all your. Where's that all it did? What? What the hell? What was I on when I wrote this? Oh, okay. This must have been multiple. Oh God, I can't even imagine. These are just the most convoluted multiplication things ever. That's a search. That's a sort. I guess that covers the acronym. Ascending, descending. These are just all horribly verbose. Look at all this. What is going on? You know, I'm going to do the sort actually. I want to do the sort. I want to see just how horribly slow this is. So if I do, I don't actually need to do a print, do I? Because I can just do ascending like that, and it will print it out for me, which is quite nice of it. See, I did some good. See, oh my God! So it calculates the maximum passes required. It's going quite quickly, actually. You know. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's 12 million, not 1.2 million. I wonder if it will actually take that many passes. I'm pretty sure this is doing a bubble sort. And it's only doing 5,000 values. It'd be quite interesting to see how quickly. Say, all right, if I do with open, what file is it again? I could do with open. I did not know about context manager at the time either, apparently. With open that as F, and then I need to change that because I've taken up a descending, I suppose. The values equals. f dot split lines. Maybe it ought to be read lines. Oh, what is... Whoa. Value sort. Why does it need to load that? It writes... Oh, it writes... it writes... it writes everything. Okay, sure. Whatever. We don't need that. This would be read line. No, we'll do it properly. Do split... No, read... Dot split lines. That'll definitely do it properly. No, and I need it to be... Oh, God. This is just awful, isn't it? This is already terrible. Int x for x in, and then hopefully, fucking tight. There we go. And then print sorted values, and hopefully that'll do something along the. There we go. Sure. Yeah, that was a bit quicker, wasn't it? Okay, so I've had a quick look at the second iteration. I don't know what the difference between that is. That is, it looks like a completely different file. What? Okay, whatever. Don't worry about that. So this is the second one. It's the menu system. It's very similar to the game. I went to look in here in the lib, which is where everything's sorted, and it doesn't look like as I actually ever got around to building it. I did some. I did some generation. Oh, this looks quite a lot better than it did before. It's still not amazing, but it looks. Generate class, still globals. It looks better than it did. That's something at least. That's progress. You know, that's progress. Alright, so I was not expecting to spend as long as I did on those two, so I'm just going to look at one more, and I'm going to look at one where we can actually run, because I'm pretty sure pretty much everything else here is Pygame as well. This music player is Pygame, but I barely even started it. This UCAS calculator is Tkinter, or is it? Oh, it's not. It's what? What is this? That's not what I was expecting. It's just Tkinter. Awesome. Right, I guess we're not looking at that then. I want to find something that I can properly run. Oh, here we go. This is something. Okay, we might be able to, I'm not sure about the fonts. We might have to get rid of the fonts, but it looks like I found something I can run. All right. We might actually be able to do something in this video. Oh my god, I've actually got something running. This is really small. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything about this. Cool, that's great. That's really useful. This is okay, so this is a file renamer system. So this was something that could rename multiple files at once. This does not look as though it has generated everything properly. I wonder if there's a problem with fonts involved, because it does use different fonts. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to get rid of them. Yes, that hasn't helped at all. It knows there's text here because the text cursor's come up, but I'm not getting anything. So I guess if I go to browse, that is going to work. Okay, so if I go into my programs, let's say, and I go into, let's go into here. Let's just wreck one of these. Go here, choose. Is there something I can input? Submit. I can't do anything with it. Oh god. So this is what happens when you build something in Python 3.4. It doesn't hold the test of time. Yeah, this is just a very rudimentary. What is num digs? What? Yeah, it's just a very rudimentary Tkinter file. This was very much the same as far as I can tell. This might work. Let's see if this one works any better. This one looks as though it's newer, even though it doesn't have a name. It's a what was it? Just file renamer. And then if I go back over here, it looks a bit different. It's just not working. Oh, hello. Oh, we got an actual error this time though. Is there anything? Return test. I don't know where all these tests are coming from. That's just a Tkinter test. PyOpenGL. Oh my god, this still exists! Oh, but it runs on Pygame. Oh, I thought I'd lost this. I need to boot this up and make this work. So this was, I did some stuff in PyOpenGL. So if you don't know what PyOpenGL is, it is OpenGL in Python. It is your very rudimentary. Well, if you don't know what OpenGL is, it is a 3D graphics library. So this was 3D graphics stuff that I did. This must have come along a bit later actually. This, again, I imagine I'm going to have to get it to run on Windows. This is a model of the Pfizer aircraft from the Wipeout series of games, rendered entirely in a series of coordinates. and Whoa! That's a lot of things it doesn't understand. Yeah, OpenGL is very weird and very verbose. In Python, it looks very weird to use because it is literally just a one-to-one function mapping. Like you write I think it might actually be just a series of bindings. Now that I think about it, and everything is just literally mapped straight across. But I think this did like rotating and stuff. I'm gonna have to get this up and show you. OpenCL. Oh, this OpenCV. Sorry. Okay, so I've switched to Python 3.8 for this because I believe this should probably be fine. So if I just set 3.8.18 as my thing, everything's installed okay. So if I go into, let's go out of that and into OpenCV and then Py1, open image. No module name CV2. Oh, it's changed. What? Oh, right. Okay. I know what I've done. I've kind of confused everything a bit here, but it's not going to load. If I go over here. Oh, it works. It's something that actually works. Oh, now I can't. There we go. Oh, now I actually can't close it. I can full screen it. Oh, look at that. That's cool. What a cute little boy. Can I actually not close this at all? I'm just going to quit that like that. Quit like that. Alright, I'm going to go into the activity monitor. Give me a second. Let's try number 2. Oh, I'm glad I looked at all this now. Open video. I'd like to access the camera. Okay. Oh, is this? Hang on a second. Oh, I don't know if my room's ready for this. I think, is this going to be a webcam? Is it looking through this camera? It is! Oh my god, it's my room. I was not expecting that at all. My room is also, this is the room behind me. Hello, it's not, I haven't cleaned this up because I did not expect this to happen. Here's my pillows. That's my spider. I hate spiders, but that spider's nice. There's a cat. You caught a cat. I'm having an awful lot of trouble trying to point in the right direction. Wow. What is that? This is Elf on DVD. It's just on my bed. Oh my god, I was not expecting that at all. I can't close it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go into here every time. And do that. And then do that. Wait, I even got my webcam on top of my monitor. I was expecting to use the MacBook one, but it found my Logitech one. That's amazing. I kind of want to see what else this thing can do now. So, this is just some random drawings. Okay, fine. I love how I didn't program any sort of way to kill these things. Release and exit. Oh, it was waiting on the queue. Okay. Oh, if only I read the code. So if I click that now. There we go. Oh, it saved my video, look. I'll try to open a WMV in VS Code. There's nothing in it. That's a bit worrying. I don't know what IVT is. What's IVT? Value equals 5. Awesome. Glad we looked at that. But yeah, I've been recording for almost an hour now, looking through all these things. I've had a lot of fun looking back through all this, and I'm really glad I took the decision to not check or look at anything before I started, because I got some real surprises in it. Like that webcam one, I was not expecting that to be in there at all. Hopefully you had a lot of fun as well. You know, that was the whole point of this Christmas video, just to have fun, just to have a nice little break from. It's Christmas Day. I don't want to learn anything, but it was also kind of a visual showing that I used to be really bad, and I learned and I got better. And if you're new and you think, oh god, these guys are really good and I'm really bad and I don't know if I can keep doing this, then hopefully this video has kind of showed you that with enough time and with enough practice and with enough learning, you can be as good as me. And as we all know, I'm the best programmer that's ever lived. But no, in all seriousness, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, happy whatever you celebrate, even if it's nothing. Just hope you're having a good time. I'll see you in the new year for some updates and more tutorials and more non-tutorials and all that fun stuff. Before we go, I would just like to thank my amazing patrons on screen now, especially Mizard Rosherman III for being so generous. And I'll see you on New Year's Day for some cool little updates that you're not going to want to miss.